Hey cats, what's happening? Just came back from the post office and I found this package on the front porch. I'm always ordering little oddball things for around here. Um, Saves me a trip from running, somewhere to a store. If I can just order something online, have it delivered to the front door. But I thought I didn't order anything. What's this? I got the coolest package from George Kreiser from North Charleston. Yeah, North Charleston, South Carolina. First of all, he got this beautiful card, and you see V standing there next to the Hemi when it was brand new. And also, he has this picture in here. Beautiful picture of her and I hiking out at the campground. Beautiful card, George. I just love it, and I'm going to display this. I'm not just going to put it away somewhere because it's very special to me. The other thing he got was this mug, coffee mug. Look at this. Picture of her on there. Hello, beautiful people. And then a picture of her and I. That's awesome. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. What a thoughtful gift. Thank you so much, George. He also posted a photo of his bike on the back here. So, thank you, George. I'm going to put those right up, where I can see them all the time. And I probably will use the coffee mug too, but I'm gonna put that right up here, where I can keep always see it, and I like that. Hello, beautiful people, because she always used to say that. All this artwork's from the little girl across the street. They come over and visit once in a while, and she always brings me a picture to put on there. But, all right. Now, I know my last video, I was contemplating thoughts about getting an Ultra. And just to lay you guys at ease, I'm not jumping into anything right now. This is not a good time for me to go be running out and making big purchases. I have to use a little wisdom in this, and the timing just isn't right. In more ways than one. Specifically financially speaking, I'd have to sell some things before I could afford to buy a motorcycle, because things are just a little strapped, and I'm still dealing with some of the situations that Val has left. So, yeah, I got to get all that stuff straightened out first. But anyway, don't worry, I'm not running out and buying a bike. I might go look at them, but I'm not buying one. It might be down the road into my future, but not right now. The 9 lives of a biker. Yeah, this was on my mind this week. Not that I truly believe that, a biker has 9 lives. I mean, they always just say that about cats. And, I think it's just an old saying, but, in the lifespan that I have lived in riding motorcycles, yeah, I've had plenty of situations where, I was near it pretty much put in a situation that could have ended very badly. So, I often refer to those situations as one of my biker lives that I managed to survive. I'm sure all of you that have spent any time riding at all can relate to stories where you're lucky to be here. It's not so much that you have to be afraid to go out riding, but you really do have to be alert these days. The last week or so was almost riding weather. I mean, the temperatures were up in the 50s, and I did see a few bikes out on the road, but I didn't want to take mine out because there was a lot of salt on the road. I mean, my Silverado looks like a sugar frosted donut, with all the powdered sugar, the white ones you get. Yeah, that's the way my truck looks right now, and I sure wouldn't want my bike to look like that. I've had a lot of situations where I've been out on the road and things just happen like real quick. Um, I was heading up into town one day on the motorcycle, and there's a big sweeping turn that kind of sweeps around to the right. And I was coming around that turn, and there was oncoming traffic, kind of a stream of cars coming. And I'm not sure exactly what this guy was thinking, but it looked to me like maybe a Ford Ranger or a small pickup truck uh, came out into my lane from this line of cars and was coming directly head on in towards me. Now, I don't know if he thought he was going to try to pass this line of cars on this curve or what, but I found myself in a situation going probably about, I'd say, 55 mile an hour into this turn and facing a vehicle coming head on towards me. Well, I locked up both brakes and almost dumped the bike. I was able to keep it up somehow miraculously. He locked up his brakes and actually slid off the road and plowed right into a cornfield. So he was off the road, gone, and I could proceed without any problem. And whatever happened to him, that's his issue. He's the one that made the mistake, not me. I just kept on rolling. But boy, was my heart up in my throat. Smokey's glad to have me around. I don't know how many lives he's had, but he's getting pretty old. He's over 14 years. He's going on 15 years old now. And that's like an old man for a cat, huh, Smoke? Yeah, he's just getting to be an old geezer here. I had the video about my crash that I had out in Des Moines, Iowa. A lot of the crashes I was involved in over my riding career were just pretty much a result of my own foolishness, but a couple times not. That the one that happened to me out in Des Moines, Iowa, that it wasn't my fault at all, and it's a wonder I survived that accident. But I'm lucky to be here by the grace of God. And does that deter me from riding? No, I don't have a fear of riding. Now V, she was afraid to ride. She wasn't a biker when I met her, but she quickly adapted to the motorcycle, and although she didn't know how to ride a motorcycle, nor did she want to, she loved riding on the back. But she always had a paranoia along with that. So, especially in the later years of her life, she was reluctant to take many motorcycle rides because she had this fear. We've seen so many people talking on cell phones and things and being unattentive to their driving and coming left of center into our lane or whatever, or people tailgating us too close. And those kind of things scared her to death. So that kind of put a little bit of a damper on her and I riding together. I still took the bike out by myself because I didn't have any fear of that. I always feel very confident. But here's the thing, when you're on the motorcycle, how much danger are you in? Well, for one, a motorcycle is much smaller perceptively than an automobile or a motor vehicle. You only have one headlight. A motor vehicle has two headlights or four or whatever. But people that are driving in a motor vehicle are less apt to visualize a motorcycle. It's almost like their mind is so ingrained into seeing other motor vehicles, cars, trucks, whatever, coming towards them, that they don't really visualize a motorcycle, being that it's much smaller. Therefore, your odds of them not seeing you and turning in front of you or something are greater than the odds of them turning in front of another vehicle. So you've got that. Um, you do have the people's unattentiveness to driving because of them, doing other things. Playing with their cell phones is 99% of the trouble nowadays. But the other thing you run into is that being on a motorcycle, like you being on that motorcycle, you have a lot less protection than you would if you were in, say, my Chevy 2500 Silverado. Uh, so the odds of you being injured are way greater if you do get involved in an accident. So, therefore, that makes motorcycling a dangerous sport. I mean, I have to admit it. It's certainly not as safe as riding in my truck. But for those of us who have experience at riding, I think we can all say that we feel confident to get on the bike and go out on the road. We don't expect that we're going to get involved in an accident. We don't expect that something bad's going to happen because we have to be very, very focused on not only the road but everything and everyone around us. You have to always anticipate that the worst is going to happen in those situations, and I think that's kind of how I do. If I'm riding down the road and I see cars at an intersection up ahead at stop signs coming in from side streets, I assume that they're going to just pull out in front of me. So I'm prepared to take whatever evasive maneuvers I may have to, slam on my brakes or swerve into the ditch, whatever I have to do to protect myself. And if it doesn't happen, then I just keep going through the intersection and thank God that they didn't pull out in front of me. Now, here's a question for you, and it may be a silly question, but do you feel safer on a bigger bike, such as a Ultra or a Goldwing, where you just have a heavier bike and more, I guess, a little more protection around you, than on a smaller bike? I don't know that there's really any difference if you get involved in an accident, but I don't know. Do you feel safer on a bigger bike? I guess that's the thing that I'm asking. I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable on my bike. I think that I have a very bright headlight that's easily seen. And what's the matter, dude? You sneezing? All right, feeling better? Yeah. Take it easy. Go lay down somewhere. Take a nap. When I sit down, he's right here with me. My little buddy. And actually, he's all I got right now. The other two cats around here are feral, so they don't come around me. And well, when they want fed, they come around, but there's one right there. He won't get much closer than that unless I have food in my hand, and then he'll come a little bit closer. But if I make a move towards him, he runs. He's feral. And the other female, she's up in the loft there somewhere. She's scared to death of me. She won't come anywhere near me. Now, if I'm sitting here reading or something, I'll see her creep down the stairs, and she'll sit there looking at me, and she might creep around behind the couch and sneak over there to get some cat food or something. But I don't see much of her at all, and she likes to hide. But those are my kids right now. That's all I got, just me and these guys. So, learning to live this new chapter in my life of being single, being solo, being a widower. And I think I'm doing okay right now. I just have to keep my mind on the level. I can't be making any brash decisions, like running out and financing a $25,000 motorcycle. I can't do that. I do like to think about it though, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I've had some people say, how can you even think about buying another motorcycle after you just did a GoFundMe and raised money for your poor wife? Well, that may have some credit to it, but really, that money is pretty much gone. It was, I mean, I just forked out a huge bill for ambulance services that she had for when we had to call 911 a couple times. So, and then I'm still taking care of other finances that she's left me with. So, uh, the Hemi, I could sell it. How much would I get out of it? I don't know how much I would actually profit because I still owe on the Hemi. It's the bank owns it. It's not really mine. The truck, the bank owns it. It's not really mine. The house, the bank owns it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the money to throw around. I'm putting out a lot more money than I think that I got coming in my retirement, especially with my wife's income being gone because when she left, she was on Social Security benefits. I get zero from Social Security from her benefits. I get nothing. Her retirement from the electric company where she was a professional, I get nothing from that. Her pension terminated at that point. She did get some pension from her ex. That terminated. So I'm getting no income that we used to share from her. I don't have that anymore. So I really, really have to be careful, and I just can't be making foolish decisions. I have to stay on the straight and narrow here. All right, I'm still working on the celebration of life on July 8th of 2023. I'm going to post that information soon on my community page, and I'll have a whole bunch of information there for you. If you do decide to attend that, you're welcome. I can assume that we may have a pretty good crowd. Just considering family and friends alone, it's going to make a pretty good crowd. But you guys are welcome to join us in the celebration that day. But I'll have that posted soon, so don't worry. I realize some of you may want to travel and need to make some plans ahead of time. So that's why I want to get it out there and not wait till the last minute. Well, thanks for hanging in there, for watching me. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for your love and your prayers and your concerns. If you like my video, as usual, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe and join us for this ride as we continue on. Till next time, cats, ride hard and die free.